I grew up in North Carolina. I spent my life here. I think I have a good sense of the value that our public universities bring to this state, and the important role that UNC Chapel Hill particularly plays as the flagship, and between NC State and Chapel Hill, how many research dollars they bring to this state, how many jobs they create, and that's true of all of our universities. So, when you think about the importance of the university to the state, that is reason enough to try to tackle any issue that the university is facing. But the other part of this for me was, some of you might know, I didn't leave the university voluntarily. I would like to have still been there, frankly. I love the job I was doing, and as Holden said, it's not necessarily the easiest job I ever had, but it's one of the most rewarding, and working with some of the best people I've ever had an opportunity to work with. So I didn't volunteer to, hey, I'm ready to quit and I'm ready to retire. I was still at a point where I wanted to keep working. And I think that was the beginning of what I think we have seen develop over now the 8 years since I left, is, an increasing number of leaders, being asked to step aside for one reason or another, and exactly what's going on behind the scenes that causes all of that. I'm not in the room, so I don't know, but I have a good sense of what caused it in my case, and it had nothing to do with how things were going, or my relationship with the Board of Governors, or the direction we were heading, or any of those reasons that presidents might normally leave. I think it simply had to do with a decision I made when I was younger about how I registered to vote. So, I think that development caused me some serious concern, because I think the university has always been, it always has had some element of politics. Every institution does. But when I joined the Board of Governors, there was a significant number of both parties represented. And I think the key to that was it kept the politics out of the room. And the focus was really on the university. If there was politics in the room, it was more of a battle between one university and another by people who graduated from those universities, and not about partisan. Seeing that sort of increased, the change on the Board of Governors, which was happening while I was president, was concerning, because it was increasingly becoming one party dominated. And regardless of which party it is, that's not healthy. It's just not the right thing for the university. I think the other thing that I have had concern about is, the university really ought to reflect the people of North Carolina. Its leadership ought to reflect the people of North Carolina. Its governing boards ought to reflect the people of North Carolina, because it's the people's institution. The people fund it at a high level compared to many states, and they should have a voice, and their voice should be reflected in the leadership of the university. So that's not been going in the right direction either, in my views.